fake Kelsey Grammer to kick this show off.
Let's cook this pig.
Here we go. Well, hello there, everyone. This is Keith from Keith's Comics, coming to you from the beautiful Keith's Comics studio and warehouse. We're going to try to sell you some comics tonight, in case you hadn't sorted that out yet. We're going to be showing you comics one at a time with the price we want on them, if that matches your FOMO and your budget. Make sure you get over to the Keith's Comics Network Facebook page. You can watch the show on any of our Facebook pages, but if you want to claim anything, you need to be on the Keith's Comics Network page, just like Larry and Rich there, early adopters. Larry's from the Permian Basin, and Rich says, hey, everybody. So we got Cindy's over here minding her own knitting. Kaylin is over there keeping us on the straight and narrow, ready to research at a moment's notice. And Chris is going to be showing you books one at a time. Let's see, what else we got going on here? We have a second show after this show. This one show will be about 45 to 55 minutes right in there, depending on how much we kibitz. And then we'll shut it down for a few minutes and come back for a second show. Rich says, hi, Cindy.
Hey, Rich.
And let's see, what else we got going on? What other boilerplate we have? We got please, no Daredevil spoilers, because people are still trying to get caught up on that. And
You should really be caught up because it's really good.
I've watched it. I've seen it all.
Them too.
Oh, them too. Everybody. Everybody.
Oh, good. Tell Alan we found his book.
You made it back from across the pond. Well, welcome back, Alan. And we did find that those comics, the graphic novels from the pop-up show, we, for whatever reason, just decided not to work that show. And when I say we, I mean me. I don't know. But we'll get them out to you. There we go. Back from the panel. Well, we can hear all about that. Oh, Pablo's here. Rich says, hey, Chris.
Pablo bait too.
Yeah, we got some Pablo bait. Did we really? Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a no-go. I can just tell you that's not Pablo bait. We're going to have to cut. We're going to have to not even fish with that. All right, let's get rolling here. Cindy, get the show started.
Let's cook this pig.
There we go.
Keith's Comics.
All right. Oh, Pablo says he's making pork chops on the grill. Nice. Yeah. Is it still, the 40-mile-an-hour wind out there? Because that could be a little bit hazardous for you. But otherwise, it'd be great. All right. Let's see the first book, Chris. What do we got?
First book, Superman Annual.
A classic old annual. Look at that Alfred E. Newman Superman cover there. Annual number 3 from 1961 with great classic Superman stories. Wow, this is a nice solid VG copy. It presents great. The Mylars make everything look great, don't they? It's going to be $25 if somehow it makes it out to the store, or you can give me $13. If you want to claim something, come to the Keith's Comics Network Facebook page, go into the comments, and then just put claim, the title of the book, and the issue number, and then we'll sort out how to get your money and get it to you. Oh, yeah. Disneyland Paris is definitely something we want to do. But I think we have Disneyland Tokyo first up, right? Because we got all those airline miles we need to soak up flying over there. Yeah, there's no Sergeant Fury art, no Mobius art. Not yet, anyway. Okay, Rich has claimed everything. All right, no more need to do the show. Next up, is that some Garrett bait?
Yep.
Hey, Garrett bait.
Ultimate Spider-Man 12.
Number 12 from the year 2000. The first time they did the Ultimate Spider-Man is issue number 12. That's in the first year, I believe. So number 12 being part of a year. $6 is all it costs you. Claim Ultimate Spider-Man, Garrett. Or whoever's there. Next up,
Hey, we got a set.
some
Paul
sets.
Simonson and Dan Brereton doing Legends of the World's Finest.
That was, say that again, Chris, because I didn't have your microphone turned on.
Oh, thank you. It is Legends of the World's Finest, 1 through 3. Walt Simonson and Dan Brereton doing the honors.
Nice. 3 prestige format, really cool books.
Mm-hmm.
From 1994, $12 is, wow, $12 in store, $10 if you claim it here. Next up,
hey, Avengers 22 with the Enchantress and Power Man. Not that Power Man.
not the hero for hire.
Yeah, there's like Goliath.
I think that's Power Man because he's the villain there. They were some kind of trio there. Who was it? It was the Enchantress, Executioner. That's right, and Power Man. They kind of hung out there together for a hot second until they got whooped up on. Let's see if I can adjust that comic cam here. I'm not happy with that picture. There we go. Much better. All right. Was it Don Heck artwork on the inside of this nice, solid VG copy from 1965? $15 is what it'll cost you. Claim Avengers number 22. If it gets out to the store, it's going to be $30. Look at that early appearances of Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and is that Hawkeye?
I think so.
Then his straight up purple outfit.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
No, it's Quicksilver, Scarlet. Oh, in the upper corner.
No, in the bottom, the very bottom.
Oh no, that's Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Captain America.
That's Captain America. Oh, did not even notice that. All right. Alan says he stayed at the New York. The New York is that's their main one there. I read about it every once in a while. Art of Marvel Thor's Day all week over there. That's nice. Very nice. Next up,
Usagi Yojimbo Color Special.
Hey, is this because Easter's coming up, or is this for Kaylin? All about the rabbits. This is the number one.
It might be for me because I don't think I have this issue.
Oh, number one color special. Is it all new or is that just recoloring issue number one?
I think it was all new. I think all three of them. There were 3 color specials. I think they were all new stuff.
This is a pretty swell copy of this. Fine plus, very fine. $30 in store. $20 if you need to get your Usagi on. $20. Claim Usagi or claim Yojimbo or just claim color special. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to get your money. Next up,
hey, cover with the proof of overkill.
What? What is?
He's been shot, poisoned, and electrocuted. Really?
Oh wow.
Really?
Okay.
Any one of them would have done it.
Right. From 1969. This is a nice, solid, pretty VF copy. What? What a Silver Age comic here. VF, $60 in store, $50 with these black covers. It's really hard to get one. This is real, man. I don't even remember working that. I must be sleep grading. $50 if you claim it here for Batman number 212. Next up,
hey, we got something really interesting.
Now for something completely different.
X-Men Ghost Rider.
Oh, it was a big crossover from 1993. 2 issues of X-Men and 2 issues of Ghost Rider, I believe is what it was. Eventually, they collected in a graphic novel called Brood Trouble in the Big Easy. Brood being their alien-like extraterrestrial aliens.
They look like wasps with xenomorph heads.
Yeah, so hopefully at some point the Marvel Cinematic Universe will switch those out. But this is all parts of that story from 1993. 4 books total, is that right? 4 parts total. $30 in store, $24. If you want to see how the X-Men, without any good leadership, obviously again here today, since Cyclops just lame again. He's going to get the most powerful guy, Gambit, is just going to get wrecked here because Cyclops is so lame. Anyway, $24 if you claim it here. Next up,
Detective Comics $3.91 with Batman's Widow.
Oh man, this is one that doesn't come through very often here. Detective Comics, a nice vintage looking cover there, some nice gray tones. VG copy from 1969, $12 in store, $7 if you save us from having to process it and send it out to the stores. $7. Claim Detective Comics $3.91, and it'll be your hello, Glenn. Welcome. Sorry I haven't worked your books yet. We'll get that taken care of. Glad to see you're joining. Where are you at, Glenn? You're like back east somewhere, aren't you? I can't remember where it was. Next up,
hey, we got a trade paperback. Who is Jake Ellis?
Oh yeah, this is kind of a crime detective noir. Did you ever read it?
Oh yeah, I read that series, and there's a sequel. Where is Jake Ellis? It has to do with remote viewing, where this spy suddenly gets these images of this guy named Jake Ellis, and he doesn't know who he is, and no one really knows who he is.
But the whole bit is that he has a helper or another super spy that no one else can see but him, right? Yeah.
And Tanzi, Nathan Edmondson wrote a really good story, and then Tanzi Tanzak, the artist, He's a phenomenal artist, and it was a really good little mini series.
Well, many years ago, we had Nathan Edmondson in for a signing, and he signed this graphic novel for us, and then we lost it in the warehouse. Signed copy at $17 is the cover price, $8 signed by the writer, and there we go. Who is Jake Ellis? Graphic novel. Next up,
Beware the Creeper, number 5.
oh wow, nice. I was going to grade this a little higher, but we're going to stay with just a fine copy on this because, but again, another one of those black covers. Jeez Louise, this is so cool. Beware the Creeper. So if you try to look this up in the price guide, look under B, not under C, for Beware the Creeper, one of Ditko's creations once he went over and did a lot of stuff at DC. When was that? Mid-60s? Oh, he was, well, mid-60s. I guess he was at the Charlton again, right?
Yeah, late 60s. That's when he did this in Hawk and Dove.
I'd like to see a checklist of that sometime. I bet he's very prolific, almost Kirby-esque prolificacy. Is that a word? I just made it up.
Sure.
All right, from 1969.
Smart.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. 15 checks in the mail. $15 if it goes to the store. What a great, cool book on this. Who's that? Is that Gil Kane cover? I can't even tell. $10 if you claim it here. Next up,
the book we've all been waiting for, Thrilling Adventures.
No, I did not see your. What are the defects on the Batman 212? Cindy, can you grab the Batman 212 and let me take a look at it? All right. Oh, from 1952. This is a really nice book, and it's pretty sharp too. Fine Minus from 1952. $100 because this is a really cool Golden Age book. They kind of merged stamp collecting with comics. They would take stamps from around the world, and this one is the B&O, was it B&O Rail Lines? Is that what it is on the cover there?
Let's find out.
Yeah, B&O. We happen to have a resident
Is it Philatus or whatever?
no, I don't know, a resident train expert here.
Oh, okay.
So tell us all about B&O Railroad, Rich. What's going on there? But they had their own stamp. That's pretty cool. And then they would create stories about those stamps. I don't see any defects on this. Holy crap. I see one. I'm looking at the 212 for Pablo. I see the ever so slightest abraded top left corner. One color break equal to the B. One color break at Gordon's elbow. Some other very minor color break. And then, man, geez Louise. This is a sharp book. I think I've already had this one pressed too. Yeah, that's pretty nice book. There you go. Man. Yeah, VF. Not near mint, but VF. Pretty nice. And now I'm going to change the price. $250. All right. So there we go. Rich, so what is it to do? Fillet list. Oh, okay. Right. I knew that, Rich. I keep forgetting to tell. I found some old railroad magazines, fan magazines from the 50s and 60s, and they're in the back of the Mockingbird store. I was wanting to see if you had any interest in those. They've been back there a couple of years, I think. I keep forgetting. Rich collected stamps also. All right. You're not where? What? There we go. All right. So, Pablo, did you claim that before or after I went up on the price? Next up,
hey, we got a Vision miniseries.
Vision miniseries. Oh, from 1994, issues 1 through 4. This is all 4 parts of this miniseries from 1994. This is I don't know that I ever read this. You ever peek inside of there? I don't know.
I noticed that Steve Epting did the cover, and he tries to emulate Neil Adams a little bit on the back cover.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's very nice. Okay, so all 4 issues from 1994, $15 in store, $10 if you claim it here. Yeah, cool. Before that, it was negative 50. Next up,
I think it's Swag Time.
Swag Time. I didn't even work on a song this week. Okay, Swag Time's coming up. Swag Time. Where is the little thing that I bump? There it is. Swag Time. It's time for some swag. Swag Time. Swag Time is whenever we put stuff in the show that's when we buy collections, we get all kinds of stuff, or sometimes we just don't have room for stuff, and we got to make a deal on it to get it out of the way. What do you got, Chris?
First up, we got a Star Trek To Boldly Go Where No Man Has Gone Before clock with the original series cast members.
All right, lift it up a little bit so they can see this a little bit more. There we go. It's from 1992, so it's at this point a vintage clock. Doesn't that still feel weird to say vintage something from 1992? $25 in store. $20. Who am I kidding? I'm not ever going to send this to the store. $20. $20 if you can't live without this really cool clock in your life. What else you got?
We got a British TV magazine called TV Zone with everybody's favorite modern Doctor Who.
All right. How much is that?
That is $3.
$3 for TV Zone Doctor Who. Is Garrett interested in that also? I know he got one last week. Next up,
we got this signed $20.99 unlimited comic book.
Oh, okay.
$15, Dwayne Turner.
Dwayne Turner, no certificate. I don't even know which collection it came in, but Dwayne Turner has signed this, and I would assume around 1993, but I don't know that for sure. But I did look online for other Dwayne Turner signatures, and that checks out. And how much? Lift it up just a little bit so people can see the price. $15. $15 for this signed Dwayne Turner. It's first $20.99 unlimited Hulk, by the way. $15. Next up,
we got a Samaritan action figure when they were making action figures about every character.
Oh, wow. Samaritan from Astor City, the first boys character, I think. Swag time, $3 if you can't live without this Samaritan action figure. Next up,
we got this thing, whatever this is.
All right. So lift that up. Put it on the. Yeah. All right. So this was in a collection. I had no idea what it was. It is a flyer for a concert at the Club Axis, which it took me a long time to sort this out because I am not a music file. This is an original flyer for a Sleep Chamber and who's the other band there? I forget what it says on there. Pain Teens. All right. So you can see it was $7 cover. Club Axis, one of the first, if not the first, Fort Worth punk venues. And so it holds a special place in Fort Worth and North Texas live music history. I want $30 for this. I did not realize that these kind of things have a lot of value, especially anything related to Club Axis, because at some point, it's in a documentary too, right after this, a little band from Seattle played Club Axis. Maybe you heard of them, Nirvana. Yeah, so there you go. Club Axis. Club flyer, and on that the Nirvana show, I understand that the Goo Goo Dolls open for them. So hey, there we go. We're like what is it? Kevin Bacon this thing. $30 for this Sleep Chamber, Pain Teens music flyer. Next up,
we got a DVD of 4 science fiction movies.
4
some on Sci-Fi Channel 20 years ago.
So have you seen all of those?
Quite possibly.
Cindy's probably seen them all too, but with her eyes closed. I don't know.
Sci-Fi 4-pack.
$3 for that.
Yep, $3.
Next up,
we got another DVD, The Best of Boris and Natasha.
Yes, the best of Notorious Boris and Natasha. Lift it up a little bit. Can't see the price. There we go. $4 for this DVD, right? Or is it Blu-ray? DVD. $4 for the best of Boris and Natasha. They're trying to find
technologically advanced for Blu-ray. I'm surprised we're not showing VHS.
Right, Moose and Squirrel.
Then we got these McDonald's Happy Meal Batman villain giveaways for $3.
Batman villain, McDonald's, I guess Happy Toys and Happy Meal toys at this point. From 1993, this we got Poison Ivy, Catwoman with her big jungle cat there, the Riddler, and who else? Batgirl in there. Oh, I guess that's not a villain, is it? $3 if you need these.
She's had her bad days.
Yes, $3 for this McDonald's Happy Meal toy collection. Next up.
And last but not least, we got this Jack Skellington art series pop.
So I think they dropped this in the store and they broke the hard metal thing that we had it displayed in. So we're just going to throw that in. $6. I guess we had this at $22 and somebody sent it here for us to fix it. And what the heck? We'll offer this. Jack Skellington. This was a special series that they did called
Art Prints.
Art series. The pop inside of it's perfect, but thank goodness for the box there. But anyway, $6 for this. There's something we had for $22 out in the store. Next up.
All right, back to our regular show.
What? Swag time is over? Oh, man. Swag time, swag time, swag time is over. Back to the regular show. What do you got?
Savage Sword of Conan 221.
Oh, wow. That's getting close to the end of the series. I don't know if Cecil has it. I haven't looked at his list recently. But this is a really cool cover of this. 221, $6. Next up.
First 6 issues of the Suicide Squad from the 90s. 87. It was almost 90s.
It's practically the 90s. This is right after, what was the big storyline this came out of?
Legends.
Legends, all right. Suicide Squad issues 1 through 6. Well, this Suicide Squad by itself was going for crazy money. Is it? It still needs to come up a little bit. I can't see this, or move the sticker up a little bit. Oh, there we go. $30 for the complete first 6 issues of Suicide Squad, or $22 if you claim it here. Suicide Squad 1 through 6, $22. Next up, yeah, more CDs. Right, Cindy, go find some more CDs.
Ammo Armageddon. Oh, does he want a CD?
What do you
see?
You got a CD?
I got a CD.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. There you go.
Forerunners. Country Christian band.
Country Christian band. There you go. $1. Or if you decide that you can't live without it, I will send it to you for free. Mm-hmm. How about that? Forerunner. There we go. You say more CDs? Hey, we're here. All right. Next up is Ammo Armageddon. Mm-hmm. Who's the cover there? Is that Darrow? That's a Darrow cover. I've told my Darrow story. Me and Pablo met him in San Diego. When was that? Pablo, was that 92, 93, 94, somewhere around in there? This is, let's see, who all's in this book?
Warren Ellis.
Yeah, Warren Ellis doing a lot of writing. Jeff Darrow cover. It's basically a Brit party. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. All those guys.
Atomica. Was a British company. They had
so it's an anthology book with all kinds of craziness going on here. $10 in store, a beautiful VF copy. $8 if you claim it here. Next up.
Very poor Daredevil 18.
Is that the one you found? Well, that explains why I couldn't remember there. All right, Daredevil number 18 from 1966. This is a remaindered copy. I mean, it kind of works a little bit there, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. But this was somebody got their money back at the newsstand on this one by having the top torn off. First appearance of Gladiator, which I think is one of the more unstable villains in the whole Marvel universe. How does he eat? How does he go to the restroom? I don't even know.
At least he isn't Razor Fist.
Razor Fist. This is, I guess you would call this a 0.5, a poor, because it's missing some pieces. I think it actually might be still stapled together at some point. $6 though is what I want for this first appearance of the Gladiator. Do you like gladiators, Pablo? Next up.
Rocketeer movie special adaptation.
Oh, yeah. This is a really cool book because it's got a really swell Dave Stevens cover, and then it's the movie adaptation done by Russ Heath. Uh-huh. Oh, that's nice. From 1991. What's important about 1991, Cindy? Yeah, the week after or the week before
Rocketeer came out? No, it came out the day before? Because we got married on the 22nd. So yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So now I have a crutch to remember these things. VF copy of this, $10 in store, $8 if you claim it here. Next up,
hey, we got issue of Icon number 1.
Icon number 1 from the Milestones. There's going to be a few of those at the shows tonight because we came across those in a collection there. Let's see. So I'm going to look at something. Okay. No, it won't move anymore. Icon number 1. These came polybagged, and then they also had a poster, a backer board that had some cool information on it, and a trading card. And this one is still factory sealed, minty fresh. Well, I say minty fresh. I don't know. It's that green cover. I can't tell if it's minty fresh, but it has never been opened. The comic has never been touched by human hands. $8 is what it'll be in the store. $6 if you claim it here. Next up.
What day is it?
Thor's Day.
Thor 206.
Hey, that one was special. Thor's Day. All right, let's see. Where you go? Turn that off. All right, there you go. Thor number 206 from 1972. It's a solid looking VG copy with that. What did I call that? A framing device they used on all the comics from like 72 to 73 and a half, somewhere around in there. If you need a nice Thor comic for your collection, though, $6 will get it done. Yeah, no, they did not come with the CD for Pablo. Next up.
Hey, Aquaman 52.
Oh, man, this has got to be in the top 5 books of all time. Wow. Okay, so first of all, you're going to start with this genius Nick Cardy cover. Look at that. That's some special stuff. It's you can tell a really good book from this time period because it's been read a lot. That's why it's a VG. But then when you open it up, it's Neil Adams' artwork. Holy smokes, doing a whole bit on the middle of this book, sandwiched in the middle of a Jim Aparo, just killing it. Obviously, I don't know if he knew Neil Adams was going to do a story in the middle of his story, but he's just killing it. Jim Aparo Aquaman story with him and his brother Orm, right? Mm-hmm. Orm is right. And then it breaks away to like, what would you call that? A flashback or a...
I don't know. I didn't actually read the story. I was just busy looking at the art because it was Neil Adams doing Dead Man, talking to Orm and talking to Mira.
Man, it was cool. And then after that story finishes up, they come back and do a closeout with more Jim Aparo. Oh my gosh, what a crazy good book. I guess that's why even in VG I need $20 for this book, or $13 if you claim it here. From 1970, 3 of the best comic artists of the time period, all on one book. Nice. Next up.
And this is a Buck Rogers graphic novel done by Howard Chaykin.
Wow. I had no memory of this. I had to ask Chris about it, and he said, "Oh yeah, put that that yellow sticker up a little bit higher." Yeah. There we go. From 2013, this is the collected edition, the graphic novel, the trade paperback, if you will, with a cover price of $18. See how Chaykin dealt with Buck Rogers. God, that's been 12 years ago. Who knew? $5 if you claim it here. Next up.
Hey, we got another milestone, number 1. Static.
Oh, cool. From 1993. Static is, I guess, the one that went on to be the most famous, and it's still around, too. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Even had an animated series for a while.
Animated series that has actually, Bruce, Tim, and Paul Dini has said it's actually part of their universe of comic stories, and it's not been released. It's been released on DVD once, but not on Blu-ray. So everybody's trying to push that because they've just released all the other Dini and Tim verse stuff on Blu-ray. So let's hope.
Oh, cool. From 1993. This is issue number 1. Flip that over. Isn't there a...
Oh, yeah.
Did I put
the Static...
Yeah. So
card.
This is the backer board that came inside of it and the trading card. The only thing it's missing is the original plastics that it came in, the sealing plastic. So there we go. A nice issue of Static number 1. What did I say? $16? $600? I can't remember.
$6.
Oh, $6. Oh, crazy. Next up,
I think it's time for Lightning Round.
Lightning Round. Time for Pablo's nap. All right, the Lightning Round. The $1, $2, and $3 books. We're going to crush through a whole bunch of books quickly. These are lower grades, overstock, stuff I don't know what to deal with because we have $1, $2, and $3 bins in the stores. We're hoping that you'll come by and take a look at that and get some real big bargains. First up, Batman and Black Goliath. Black Goliath. How about Black Lightning instead? Brave and the Bold from 1980. What issue number is that? That's 184 or something like that?
163.
Oh, okay.
Close.
I was not even close. $3.
No, that's our $2 book.
$2.
Look, everything else is
$2. Oh my gosh, I'm giving books away. Next up,
hey, we got a E-Man from Charlton Comics. E-Man 4.
E-Man 4. And what's cool about this is, well, first of all, E-Man is just a fun, goofy book. And then this has a backup story by Ditko. Pretty neat. Did I say $3 on this?
Yep.
Thank
these
goodness.
are all $3.
Thank goodness. All right, next up.
This is a Brave and the Bold Whitman.
All right. See, they don't even put the issue numbers on there. Did I write it on the back?
Nope. It's 1979.
Okay, well, I got that part at least. So a Whitman means that they bought the rights to have editions that usually, I guess they were printed at the same time. Yeah, that's what happened. And then they would put them in 3-packs, and they would put them in, general merchandise stores, drugstores, stuff like that didn't have spinner racks and newsstands. They sold a lot of books, and I believe it was Jim Shooter, who said that Whitman saved Marvel Comics back in the 70s by buying millions and millions of Star Wars comics. Next up,
we got Alpha Flight 40.
Alpha Flight 40. There's a lot of collecting groundswell around this time period when they did, what was this, the 40th anniversary? 25th anniversary. They did all of these, what do we call those?
The frames.
Framed, silhouettes or whatever. Some of them, like the Heathcliff, is crazy expensive. I don't even know how many they did, but it's cool. $3. Oh, let's see here what Alan has to say. New Marvel Team Up 4. Oh, yeah, man. There we go. Marvel Team Up 14 is Spider-Man and Invincible. Oh, okay. I'd forgotten about that. Neat. I knew that Kirkman had written that Marvel Team Up run. The Whitman. Very good. Next up.
Oh, we got a Batman Two-Face one-shot. This is the tie-in when they did the Batman Forever movie.
Oh.
Two-Face and a Riddler one-shot.
Before everything started going off the rails. This is a 2 one-shots here. How much is that?
$3.
$3 for both of them? Or is that
just this one?
Oh, just a Two-Face. My bad. A Two-Face one-shot, $3. Next up.
Marvel Superhero Spring Special.
Oh, Spring Hope's Eternal. No, wait. Hope Springs Eternal. This is it spring? Was it officially spring today?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes sense. When did you sorted out that the equinox was last night? This morning at 4:01 a.m. was the equinox. So now it gets longer from here, baby. More days. $3 for this Marvel Superheroes Spring 1992 or 4. I can't remember. 92.
92.
Next up.
Green Hornet #1.
Move left, please. Just so slowly have slid out of camera shot. A little bit more. There we go. Green Hornet #1. Is this the one with the Steranko cover on it?
No, that's Jeff Butler.
Oh,
Steranko is him climbing up a ladder.
There we go. Green Hornet #1 from, what is this? Now Comics
91.
91. $3 for issue #1. Next up.
Hey, we made a comment about the Two-Face one. Hey, here's the Riddler one.
There we go.
Matt Wagner writing it.
I'd forgotten about that. Matt Wagner wrote it. I didn't remember that either. $3 for this prestige format. Batman Riddler one-shot. Next up.
Marvel Superhero Special.
Oh, what? It's the winter one. Oh, so this one's not in vogue for about 6 more months, right?
Yep.
Marvel Superheroes 80-pager from 1992. $3. Next up.
Legion of Superheroes 300 from 1983.
Oh, all right. Legion of Superheroes number 300. Nice. $3. Next up.
We run a Unados Trace here.
What? One package, 2 comics, $3.
348 and 349 on the Simonson run of
Wow.
Thor.
Such a bargain. By Ganthar's Hammer. What? Come on. Nerd. Next up.
That's why you hired me, Brett. Brigade #1.
More Liefeld greatness here with no feet. $3. Next up.
Hey, back in the day, they were reprinting some of the earlier stuff, like Frazetta's Shining Knight.
I did not remember that this was actually a DC comic until I was looking at it and go, hey, why is that DC logo up there? Oh, it's because it was a DC comic. This is reprints from like All-Star Comics or Star Spangled Comics. Yeah, early 50s, 50, 51, somewhere in there. When Frank Frazetta started off doing comics until he realized that he didn't get to keep his original art, and he said, I'm out. Peace! This Frank Frazetta, there was 2 volumes, I believe, maybe 3, of The Shining Knight. It's a really cool story. Is Shining Knight, basically, Encino Man ripped off the storyline from this. The Shining Knight fell into a crevasse in that time period, and it fell asleep until the 1950s. Wow, it's pretty cool. And he spoke in modern English, but all of his thought balloons were in his old English or whatever language
Old
using
English.
Old ye English. All right, $3 for this cool book about Frank Frazetta's Shining Knight. Next up.
New Mutants Annual #4.
Well, it was going to be a Galaxy Quest reference, but the nerd police jumped on top of me. New Mutants annual number, what is that? Four with wow, some kind of experimental things going on there with
Magma.
Magma. She's oh man, that's high evolutionary there. $3. Next up,
We got a Batman Spirit one-shot drawn by Darwin Cook.
wow, look at that. R.I.P. Darwin Cook. $3 for this Batman Spirit one shot. Next up,
We got Creatures on the Loose with Thongor.
yeah, they did like 3 or 4 issues with Thongor, and that was kind of it, right?
Yeah.
It never caught on, but it's from the same people that brought you Conan.
Yep. That's why they did it.
$3 for Creatures on the Loose, number 20 something or another.
22.
Number 22. Next up,
Another Howard Chaykin, Century West.
more Howard Chaykin. Look at that. I don't even remember this. Century West, is this like turn of the century Wild
Yeah.
West stuff?
Yeah, it was. I think there was like 3 one-shots that were prestige format.
So basically, Yellowstone is contemporary of
pre-
this.
yeah. Before automobiles ruined everything.
And they before we got rid of that nasty dysentery. $3 for this Century West. Next up,
Jurassic League #1. So awesome.
was it?
Yes.
Okay, you and MJC are like on the Jurassic League payroll, I
want
guess.
action figures.
Oh my gosh, Warren Johnson,
Daniel Warren
Johnson, who is on fire. If you're not reading his stuff right now, you are missing out. He's doing Transformers.
He also did Murder Falcon and Do a Power Bomb, Wonder Woman Dead Earth, Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, everything he does is it's an insta buy for me.
Yeah. And he has another really big title coming up in like 3 months.
Yep.
Do you have a want list for your American flag? Because we can go dig out like complete runs of American flag. We just have never done it yet.
Yeah.
There's got at least, 3 sets here in the
Somewhere.
warehouse? Somewhere in the warehouse. Next up,
Next up, last but not least of the lightning round, Conan Saga #94.
look at that. Really cool.
Isn't that pretty?
That is very pretty.
Buy it just for the cover, man.
That's pretty cool. $3. All right. There we go. They just put a Black Kiss out in a big hardcover edition, I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right. What was that? That was lightning round? Okay, somebody turn on Pablo's beeper so that we can get him woken up. All right, next up.
Next up, hey, another Atomica anthology, Monster Massacre.
Monster Massacre. More Brit Foo going on there, and the Bisley
fact.
cover on that. Look at that.
Matter of fact, here's the list of people. Dave Gibbons, Simon Bisley, James O'Barr. He's not British, but, they give him work.
Right. He was super hot at this time period, that's
yeah.
for sure. $10 in store, $7 if you claim it here. Next up.
We got a Millennium edition of the first Jimmy Olsen.
What Funkos are you asking about, Glenn? We have a lot of Funkos. I mean, if we said we had 1,000 Funkos, would we be lying?
We have a plethora of fun.
Yeah. You don't keep everything in stock, but we're still direct with Funko, and we do a lot of Funkos. This is in the year 2000. DC said, "Hey, let's celebrate this by doing some reprints." So they're before they came up with what do they call them now? Not True Believers. That's Marvel. Facsimile editions.
Yeah.
They're doing facsimile editions now, but in the year 2000.
Showcase.
And Showcase, that's right. 25 years ago, they said, hey, let's do Millennium Edition. So they'll have that gold stamp at the top. And this is a reprint of Jimmy Olsen #1. $6 for this Millennium Edition of Jimmy Olsen #1. Next up.
Next up, hey, we got a set. Batman, Fear State.
Oh, issues 112 through 117 from 2021. This is the complete Fear State part. Then there was a bunch of crossovers that it's not
Yeah, but
included
this
here.
is the main.
Yeah, this is the main title in the Batman titles. So what was that? 6 issues? I can't remember. 12,
what is it,
13, 14,
112
15,
through
16,
117?
Yeah, 6 issues there. $24 in store, $20 if you claim it here. Oh, those Funkos that we put at Mockingbird, someone bought them all.
Firework.
At Firewheel, yeah. Yeah, sorry, at Firewheel, yeah. The ones, all the rock and roll ones.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
Next up, hey, Savage Sword of Conan 231.
Oh,
This crazy cover.
hey, you crazy kids. Let's take that fight outside. From 1995, issue 231, fine minus $20. Wow. Why is that one so expensive? There must be a really cool story in there. $15 if you claim it here. Next up.
Hey, we got a Cable and Ghost Rider because, hey, they're popular. Let's team them all up.
Well, this was an interesting book. It's a pretty low print run. I think someday some people are going to freak out about this book, but it is a reprint book, so you should be aware of that. There was a big storyline in Marvel Comics Presents in one of the backup stories that ran 6 or so issues there, and they collected that whole storyline and put it in this Ghost Rider and Cable one-shot with a beautiful Sam Keith cover on that. $8 in store, $6 if you claim it here. Ghost Rider and Cable, number 1, $6. Next up.
Next up, hey, we got the second Robin miniseries, all 4 issues.
All 4 issues. The first one, do all 4 of them have the foil? Or
No, just the hologram. No,
Yeah,
1 and 3.
issue 1 and 3 have the holograms on them.
It's a nice Kevin McGuire cover on the 4th one.
Yeah, that is nice. All right, from 19, if you have one Robin miniseries and it does well, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a second Robin miniseries, and if that does well, guess what else you're going to get? A third Robin miniseries, and if that one tanks, what are you going to get? Nothing else.
Yep, a reboot.
A reboot. That's right. Issue 1 through 4 from 1991. Issue 1 and 3 have the foils. $15 in store. $11 if you claim it here. Next up,
Garrett Bate.
Garrett, where are you? Wake up. He's probably playing Magic or something. Issue number 40 with a great Ultimate Spider-Man giving you the side eye there. From 2003, $8 in store, $6 if you claim it here. You can claim it, but this is actually a conditional offering. We know that Garrett wants these, so if you can claim it, but if Garrett rolls in here, I'm just letting you know. But we might probably still do have multiple sets of these somewhere. I don't think we have any number 1s, but the other ones, yeah, probably. Next up.
Hey, we got another giant Superman annual. No Alfred E. Newman Superman in this one.
Oh, what is that? Oh, that's a Beepo and the Crypto.
Come for Jor-El's robot.
Oh, all right. Annual 5. This is a really, really nice copy of this. Fine plus copy from 1962. $40 in store, $25 if you can't live without it. There you go. Am I going to get Nightwing or Red Hood? I don't know what that means. I've lost track. I've lost the thread, as it were. $25 for Giant Superman Annual, number 5.
That Robin was pre Red Hood.
Oh, I see.
It'd be, Tim Drake, I think.
Now I get it. I was a little slow on the uptake, Pablo. My bad. Next up,
hey, 2 issues of Venom Lethal Protector. No, not that one. The one that came out a few years ago.
yes, a newer version of the Venom Lethal Protector. It's a two for $6. Issue 1 and 2, 2 consecutive issues is a twofer. We have a handful of those in the stores. We have the Uno Dos Tres, the twofers. What are the double takes? And what else do we have? Oh, we have a new thing called the Mess of Comics. 20 comics for $5. So next time you're in the store, ask your local Keys Comics if they have any Mess of Comics. They don't last very long, so they come in and then go right back out because it's 20 comics for $5, for goodness sakes. Next up,
first issue of the Aquaman series from the 80s with the gorgeous Craig Hamilton art.
But unfortunately, it's that oh my gosh.
I like the underwater camouflage. It makes a lot more sense than orange and green.
You can't even see underwater. Aren't you talking about? I think Nightwing's Taylor made that suit for him. Issue number 1 from 1986. A really nice VF copy. $6. Next up,
hey, Grendel Devil Quest by Matt Wagner.
Yes, that's right, Alan. A Mess O Comics. If you haven't seen one yet, then they probably didn't last long enough. Did I send one to Firewheel yet? Yeah. Is there one still there?
I thought we sold it.
I sold one the other day.
Yeah, so there we go. Because as we work comics and we find lower grade stuff, bits and pieces, or stuff that we have just crazy amounts of overtime or damage, stuff like that, then we have these bins over here, and when we get 20, we make a Mess of Comics and we send them out. They kind of look like a brick. Grendel Devil's Quest. This was it's a reprint book too, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm looking at it. I've collected all the Grindel stuff that
I thought
he
this
done
was
it.
backup stories from something or another.
It might be.
From 1995, $12 in store, $8. That's a beautiful cover on this.
Oh yeah.
Hey, are there any Hellboy fans here? Because we're about to list a truly hard to find Hellboy item. You've already got the pictures of that, right, Kaylin? It's going to go up later tonight or tomorrow. We're going to put it on auction. It is a very early Hellboy story. It is a story. I don't know if it is, but it was included in a CBG way back in the day.
Oh.
Holy smokes. It's very expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. But if you're a Hellboy fan or you know somebody is, please pass the word around. We'll try to get that sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. Aquaman is done. Grendel is done. Next up.
Next,
Nice, Glenn.
Batman Seduction of the Gun.
Batman Seduction of the Gun. One shot. It's not really. Yeah, it is prestige format, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
VF copy of this Batman story. Look at that nice painted
Back
cover.
when they were doing that all the time. Oh, we can do a square bound. All right, cool. Let's do that.
That's right. $6 for Seduction of the Gun. Batman one shot. Next up.
Marvel Premiere 46 with Man Wolf. God, I always liked this character.
Yeah, he's not a werewolf by night. He's a man wolf. That's J. Jonah Jameson's son, who went to the moon, and there's a lot of moonstones and moon jewels really messing up a lot of Marvel characters' life here, right? George Perez artwork, $10 in store, $7 if you claim it here. Nice. Man wolf. Next up.
X-Files Conspiracy, both issues of the miniseries.
It seems like the perfect day since they released all the JFK files today to have the X-Files Conspiracy two-shot book there. What does that say? Variants? Just on the stack it says variant.
Yeah, they had different emblems on the glow in the dark. You can't see it very well, but it's Transformers. One of the Transformers emblems.
Oh, neat.
They had one shots that they met, Ninja Turtles and whatnot.
Oh, yes. So if you put that in the dark room, it'll glow a Transformers head. That's pretty sweet. $20 for this set, or $16 if you claim it here. Next up.
Batman Might Fall.
Oh my God. Is that Kevin Nolan?
Yeah, Kevin O'Neill.
Kevin O'Neill. Ugh.
I know, but I loved Nemesis the Warlock.
Okay. Well, at least somebody did. Sorry about that.
I've always liked this stuff.
From 1995, VF copy, $8 in store, $6 if you're putting together your perfect Batman collection. It must be in there. Next up.
Next up, hey, we got Uncanny X-Men 123 with
Cyclops failing again to lead his team directly into the clutches of Arcade. The most lamest, easiest to defeat. I mean, he has no superpower. What's his superpower?
He builds traps.
He builds traps, and I bet he doesn't. I bet he outsources it all. He's just like rich and crazy. So he's Batman. Okay, never mind. Issue 123 from 1979. A nice, fine plus copy. $25 in store, $18 if you claim it here. And you can see Cyclops fail again for only $18. Next up,
hey, we got 3 issues of the Legends of the Dark Knight. Howard Chaykin and Gil Kane doing Flyer.
Ooh, a 3-part story this is entitled from the early 90s, 24, 25, and 26. One complete story, $10 in store, $6 if you claim it here. Next up.
All 3 issues. Hey, you want to know what Bon Jovi was like before up to 1989? Rock and Roll Biographies is here for you.
Right, it's a blaze of glory right here. The first print from 1989. Rock and Roll Comics, unauthorized and proud of it. $6 for this. I don't know. It kind of looks a little bit like Geddy Lee from Rush, I think.
Well, depending on the artist, I guess. Maybe they just repurposed the Geddy Lee one.
Right. But it's not done. Who can we do? Oh, Bon Jovi. $6. Next up.
Last 3 books of the night.
3.
We got the 3-issue mini series. Sebastian O.
So it's Grant Morrison and
Steve
Yao doing Sebastian O, who I guess we describe him as a steampunk dandy assassin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all 3 issues of this, $6, and get your Grant Morrison on. If you're not familiar with Grant Morrison, that's sad. We need to fix that. Sebastian O, $6. Next up,
Second to the last book of the night, Daredevil 34 with the Beetle. I don't know which one it was.
I think
Possibly Ringo.
Yeah,
He's
it's
wearing a suit
probably
like that.
Ringo. From 1967, issue 34. It's a well-read copy. It's solid, but well-read. And you to squash a beetle. Nice. $8. Oh, that's mean. $8 in store. $6 if you claim it here. Next up.
Last book of the night, Brave and the Bold 184.
Oh, man. It's Batman's Last Christmas. He pulls off his cowl. Man, look at that. And who's that? The Huntress behind him?
Yep.
Was this whenever she was still like his daughter from the future?
Depending
future
on which
Earth 2 or
Huntress, I
something?
think it was. Yeah, it was her two, Batman and Catwoman's daughter.
Right. Somehow she ended up over here like with Black Canary and Power Girl, that kind of stuff.
She was in the Justice Society, I think.
Yeah. Nice mid-grade copy. Fine. $8 in store. $6 if you claim it here. Bon Jovi's son married 11 from the strange. Oh, yeah, that happened last week, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, neat. He was the 5th Beatle. Who was the 5th Beatle? I forgot his name. Oh, that's sad.
Guest?
No.
Best?
Yeah, Pete Best.
Pete Best.
Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. Another show in the books. Don't forget, we're going to shut this show down. Clean up a little bit. Chris is done for the evening. Cindy will then take the place, and will be all variants. Ratio variants, oddball variants, open to order variants, cool stuff, really cheap stuff that we need to get out of our way, and then some other cool stuff that we need you to be we need it to be in your collection instead of in our warehouse. So, because we would like to be able to mine some more stuff. I have a whole collection I've been paying on. What is it, like 25 boxes? I've been paying on for 3 months now, and I haven't even cracked it open yet. I don't even, it's going to be nuts whenever we finally get to that collection. There we go. Chris has been showing you books one at a time.
Yes, I have.
Kaylin's been keeping us on the straight and narrow over there. Cindy's been minding her own knitting. And I'm Keith from Keith's Comics. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Don't forget, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. A little less than that. We're going to try to be back around 8 o'clock for our variant show. And we have the good startings of another pop-up show. Maybe Saturday night. No promises. But maybe. For Keith's Comics, I am Keith. If I don't see you at the next show, I'll see you next time. Ask and ye shall receive. All right, whenever we get 3 people with the flames at the end of the show, we'll come out and we'll do an encore. You got one, right, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see. What do you got?
We got a twofer of the original Ghost Rider.
Oh, look at that. It's a reprint book, but it's the best kind of reprint book. Mm-hmm. It's issue 1 and 2 of the original Ghost Rider, but that reprints Marvel Spotlight 15 and 16.
Yep, and you also got this cool Texera cover on this one, and a cool Jim Lee and Javier Saltaris cover on this one.
So you don't have to blow $1,000 on the first appearance of the Ghost Rider in Marvel Spotlight. Here you go, $6, and we'll get it done. Oh, sorry, I forgot all about it. I was so worried about us not getting in there. Here we go. Just for the fans here. There we go. Oh, we really appreciate it. Lots of people watching in the future, and we appreciate that. So if you're watching in the future, thanks a lot so much. Hello, future. For Keith's Comics, that's it for today's show. I'll see you next time.
Keith's Comics.